Willie is from Omaha, Nebraska. Willie, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. You're on the air.
How are you today, Jesse?
All is well, Willie. How you doing?
I'm all right. Jesse, about a month ago, you had a white guy in Austin, Texas, who blew himself up, a terrorist. And about 2 weeks ago, a white guy in Germany, a white man in Germany, basically turned his vehicle into a weapon and ran people over in Germany. Then you got another guy about 2 days ago in Toronto, Canada, did the same exact thing. Where is the outrage? And I blame people like Jesse Lee and Trump for fanning the flames of hatred.
You do? How are we flaming the flames of hatred?
Because of all this stuff, you put these thoughts in their heads.
We're not fanning the flame. We're telling people, well, I'm telling people to forgive. Even the Great White Hope said it's about love. It's not about anger.
Where is the strong reaction to these terrorist acts by the white man, committed by white man? Where is the outrage? Are you angry?
No, I'm not angry at anyone.
And why not?
Why should I be angry? What good would that do?
And I thought this was a KKK thing, specific to America. It's a global thing now. It's happening all over the world.
No, it's Allahu Akbar.
What does that got to do with... No, I'm talking about white man. I'm not talking about Muslims.
Stop, man. Be quiet.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Christian?
I'm trying to understand. No, I'm not.
You a Muslim?
A follower of Louis Farrakhan.
Well, no wonder.
Why, Jesse?
Louis
You used to
Farrakhan
follow Farrakhan back in the day.
Look, I didn't follow. I wasn't a member of his organization, but I did listen to his lies at one point. Louis Farrakhan is of his father, the devil. Why are you following him? You're not supposed to follow another man anyway. Aren't you a man?
He tells the truth. He tells it like it is.
Oh, so you believe that white people are the blue-eyed devil?
No, I disagree with that part of the... I don't have any problems with white people. I don't have any problems
So
with
that's
white
what
people. I'm going to be very honest with you.
Louis Farrakhan does.
No, he doesn't have problems with regular white people.
Louis Farrakhan believed that white people were created in a laboratory by angry black people, and that's how we ended up with the blue-eyed devil.
Louis Farrakhan has problems with segments of the Jewish population.
Willie, we'll get to that too.
Yeah.
But let me come back to the whites.
Yeah.
Louis Farrakhan believed that white people were created in a laboratory by black men who turned evil, and that's how we ended up with the blue-eyed devil. Do you agree to that?
No, I disagree with that part of the ideology.
And Louis Farrakhan believed that the Jews are blood-sucking Jews. You agree to that?
Blood-sucking Jews. What does that even mean? I'm trying to understand what he meant by that.
You need to ask Louis Farrakhan. You follow him.
Yeah, but there are a lot of Jews who hate him.
Do your wife know that you're following another man?
Well, I'm not. We're fighting the good fight.
Do your wife know you're following another man? Is she aware of that?
She knows I respect him.
No, does she know you follow him?
Well, I'm one of the supporters, yes.
Do
follower,
your wife,
it just has a negative connotation to it.
You said you're a follower of Louis Farrakhan.
That came out wrong. Yeah.
I bet it did.
I support him completely, 100%.
Do your wife know this?
Oh yeah.
Are you married to a white woman?
No, a beautiful black woman.
Oh, she is.
I don't date white women, but I don't have any problems with people dating different races.
Louis Farrakhan does.
Of course he does.
So why would you follow an evil man?
Well, just because he wants black men to marry a black woman,
Well,
that
not
makes him
just
an evil
that.
man?
Not just that, but he think that the white people are blue-eyed devil. Louis Farrakhan also believed that Elijah Muhammad is flying around in space in a spaceship, and Louis Farrakhan went there and visited with him. Do you believe that he did that?
Yeah, Elijah Muhammad was a special man.
So you believe Elijah Muhammad is flying around in space?
Jesse, why don't we talk about? Why don't we talk
we
about?
Will, but do you
stuff?
believe that Louis Farrakhan flying around in space?
No, I disagree with that part of the.
Do you believe that Louis Farrakhan went out in space and visited with him and had a conversation?
Well, did he say that?
Yes.
Oh, no. No.
Hold on. You don't even know who you're following. Back in a moment. All right, well, I'm going to have to move on, but go ahead and say a few bad things about the white people, then I got to run.
What I'm saying is white people need to stop killing people, committing acts of terrorism in Germany, in Canada, in America, all over the world. They need to stop doing that. That's all I got to say.
All right. Well, I hope they hurt you.
All right, thank you.
Well, I appreciate you, man. You need Jesus instead of Louis Farrakhan.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Poor Willie. Nice man. Nice man.
Today, our future generation depends on you and me. What do we do and how we take this message all over the United States of America? So you are sitting here for purpose and time like this. In any time, in any kind of war, we must understand that there's four things. First, we need to recognize the enemy. We need to define the enemy. And if we don't define the enemy and say, this is what it is, then we're going to lose this war. Who is our enemy? Our enemy is Islam. Who is the Muslim and Islam are two different things. Islam is the slave master. Muslims are slave to Islam. The Muslim, they are made in the image of God for the purpose of God for such time as this, because our job is to bring them to the glory of God in the last days.
I mean, to be honest, I just went through Ramadan, and I fasted with a couple of friends of mine that are Muslim, so that's why I'm probably a little extra snatched.
Is this fact correct? And please correct me if it's not, and maybe put some perspective on it. Would it be fair to say that the majority of people that are converting to Islam in this country are African American?
It seems there definitely is a large number that are becoming Muslim by name because of some racist arguments that are being made, yes.
What is drawing the African American community such as it is being drawn? We don't want to overstate that. Certainly the majority of African Americans in this country are Christian. But those that are not and are drawn to Islam, what is it that's drawing them? Is it simply the fact that Christianity is being purported to be the white man's gospel, or is it something deeper, different, what?
What you just said is true. I remember a Christian friend of mine on campus.
The only way they can destroy America is to go, instead of hitting America with airplane, they go to the education system. So what happened is they understood the best place to destroy education is to go to universities.
And he went to one of these gatherings, and I could see that he was visibly shook afterwards. And I asked him, well, what was shared with you that you were so shaken? And he shared with me that basically they presented Christianity as the white man's religion. They started twisting history and almost look at Christianity as if it began in America, rather than we were called Christians in Antioch first, or we were Christians in Jerusalem, and there are not too many German-looking white guys there normally. They really just start with slavery, and they forget to mention that many of the slave owners were actually Muslims who were selling their Muslim property to the white man or the Westerner that was grabbing slaves. And so that probably was one reason why.
Well, Jay-Z is at it again. And I said all that to say this is continuing. The children of the lie are promoting evil, promoting lie to keep blacks in a state of anger. Because as long as they are like that, they can control them. They can make them believe that racism exists. To keep blacks angry, to brainwash them while they're having a fantastic life as far as finance and wherever they live, but they're not happy within. Jay-Z is a miserable person. And then your father's not around, Jay-Z is miserable. Even though he has a lot of money, I hear that he's very wealthy. He used to sell drugs to black folks, by the way. But now he's wealthy, and he won't tell the truth because he has not discovered the truth yet. Jay-Z sat down with David Letterman for his Netflix series, and Letterman says, my next guest need no introduction. And they talk about Donald Trump. Here's the first soundbite.
He's bringing out an ugly side of America that we wanted to believe was gone. And it's still here. And we have to talk about why white men are so privileged in this country.
Jay-Z said in that first soundbite that Trump is bringing out the worst in people. Well, if the worst was not in you, he cannot bring it out. He didn't put it there. So whatever's in you was put there before Donald Trump. So don't blame him for that. And these people have used this to gain power and wealth. And they know most blacks will fall for it because they're blind and can't see. They're using blacks. And then they're using some Hispanics, and some white people believe this too. Racism does not. It's a spiritual battle. They're teaching this thing called white privilege. White privilege. I'm going to get to that because I want to show you it's backfiring on them.
This is what they are teaching our children. Islam teaches equality. It does not.
By teaching this in the schools, they are convincing young black children that white people are better than them. The kids are taking it the wrong way because there's no such thing as white privilege. I wish that the parents would not sacrifice their children to the public school system. It's a dead end. And they're corrupting your children. Children have enough problems in the homes dealing with the parents. This is from the Daily Mail. Raleigh, North Carolina elementary school is teaching kids about white privilege and racism. ABC 11, North Carolina mother upset. Her 8-year-old son, her 8-year-old, asked her if white people are better than him after reading about white privilege.
Yeah, Steve, this is an 11-step guide sent by the school's PTA with parents receiving one step each week. But one parent we spoke with said they only received step 3, which focuses on white privilege.
Or medical help, my race will not work against.
It's a difficult, often uncomfortable topic to discuss, regardless of someone's age. For Amber Paban, the mother of a Hunter Elementary second grader, it's a subject she didn't expect to have to address so soon.
He's 8 years old. What does he need to know about racism or white privilege?
Paban is referring to this sheet sent home with her son last month. On one side includes statistics about white representation in government, the military, media, and the classroom. On the other, it lists examples of white privilege in society.
We're going to destroy this nation by the American people, and the help of the Muslims.
My son comes home to me and asks me, Mommy, are white people better than me?
That jarring question still leaves Paban emotional. It's something she feels shouldn't be of concern to an 8-year-old.
He's not looking at the color of your skin. He's not looking at your hair, your eye color, what you're wearing. No, he wants to play with you because that's what children do. They play with each other.
Wow, isn't that sad? It's sad. Children are not thinking that way at all. Children are innocent. They're born innocent, and they're born into sin, meaning they're born into a screwed up life, screwed up home, screwed up parents, screwed up system. And they screw up the children. Now this little boy, mind is focused on white kids or white people being better than him. Whereas before, that wasn't even an issue in his life. He's just a child living his life. The white privilege lesson came from the school's PTA.
A district spokesperson tells us this information is sent to parents by the school's PTA and is not part of the in-class curriculum. Off camera, multiple members of the PTA say it's part of an 11-step guide aimed at parents, focusing on racial equity in society. While Paban says she only received step 3, which focuses on white privilege, the PTA notes that steps are sent home weekly, emailed to parents, and posted to the PTA Facebook page. On the top of the sheet is a brief letter explaining the program to parents. It notes in part that the initiative is, quote, focusing on generating awareness and empathy to create a safe and equitable hunter community.
Al-Muruna is when you're before your enemy. What happened is to exercise exactly, to conjure any story, make it up, to sell it to the enemy. This is where Muhammad said, befriend your enemy until they become your slaves. And another place, he said, laugh in their face, but curse them in your heart. Never give up to them. So therefore, this is al-muruna.
Other steps include explore a case study of racism, the criminal justice system, and ways to fight and heal racism.
Parents are given the option to opt out of such readings, which Paban has since done. The PTA says overall they've received overwhelmingly positive feedback on the initiative.
Parents, get over your anger. Forgive your parents. They couldn't help themselves as you can't help yourself. Then God will take that away and take your children out of the public schools. It's best to teach them how to pick cotton than it is to put them in the schools that are killing their souls by teaching them to hate their fellow man.